about my love. Wasn't it enough? Just let me know so I can
Georgia is at most the third best team in college football. I have Texas over them, Michigan. You can argue Ohio State after their win versus Notre Dame, which we all up here like what Notre Dame is doing this year under Sam Hartman. And then Georgia come out on Saturday and struggle against a Auburn team that's in the middle of their rebuild when their starting quarterback Peyton Thorne does terrible as well. The only reason why Auburn was even in it was because of their defense the whole game.
Yep.
And you struggle when you're supposed to be the best team in the nation, and you can say, oh, they play down to their competition. Look at last year with Mizzou. Now, here's the difference from this team from the last team. This team lost a lot of key pieces on that defense. You lost your starting corner, which I really wasn't a fan of, but still, that's a loss. You lost
Kelly Ringo. Yep.
Kelly Ringo. You lost not Jordan Davis. Oh, Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter.
You lost Stenson Bennett as well on offense because Carson
Kenny McIntosh.
Kenny McIntosh. You lost
Darnell
a lot of
Washington. Their list just goes
Chris
on.
Smith.
Chris
It goes
Smith.
on and on.
Yeah.
And then this year, you're struggling against teams like Auburn. You got teams like LSU, Ole Miss that just had a great battle coming up. You got Missouri, who I was saying to Dante like backstage, they're looking actually pretty good this year.
They're undefeated.
Upsetting number 15 Kansas State at that time. They are a very good team out there in Mizzou. And you got number 20 Kentucky this week as well.
And let's just go back and say that UT Martin and Ball State, they struggled in the first half of both of them games.
They did.
24-14 against South Carolina, 49-21 against UAB, and then they struggled again against Auburn. A couple mistakes.
They've struggled in the first half every game.
Every game. Carson Beck was what, 1 touchdown, 1 interception in the Auburn game this week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ain't looking too hot, man.
He would have been on the milk carton, by the way.
I mean, we all talked about Carson Beck possibly being a Heisman candidate, man.
We all were saying how he's going to be the best quarterback they had under Kirby.
How do you sit behind it? I just don't understand. We talk about what they lost, but talk about the quarterback room that he's been a part of since he's been at Georgia. Jamie Newman. I forgot the other
JT Daniels.
JT Daniels. There was another
Jake
black
Fromm, Jacob Eason.
Was it Jake Fromm still there?
Yeah, I think he.
I don't know if Jake Fromm and Jacob Eason.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about that. Carson Beck was there.
Oh no,
Yeah.
okay.
Stetson Bennett, JT Daniels, Gunnar Stockton. Like, you've been surrounded by talent, and you look worse than Stetson Bennett. How is this possible? I get it. He was a Heisman runner-up last year, but
I would argue that Todd Monken's a part of it. But you know what's funny? As soon as this graphic pulled up, the reason I laughed is because I thought it said the SEC, but it says college football. I laughed because I thought it said third best in the SEC. Because it could be true. Like, it could.
It could be. That's why I said at most fishing. They're the third
it
best.
Could be.
They still are undefeated. They still, I believe they are ranked still 1 or 2.
I mean, that's a fun conversation though.
Which shouldn't be the case, and I cannot wait for when Texas move up this week after they beat Oklahoma.
Okay, I'll give you a couple teams. Right. Let's just go through all the SEC teams, and let's just say they have a shot, they don't have a shot. Kentucky.
Let me preface this real quick though. I think it's next week. Georgia plays Ole Miss.
No,
yes,
I think you're right on that. Yeah.
So, but go ahead.
They got number 20 Kentucky fishing this week.
All right,
we'll get into that. We're
going to get into that, but still.
All right,
they
so
got a rough schedule.
Let's play do they have a chance? They don't have a chance. Kentucky.
I
They
think
get-
Kentucky do got a chance.
They have a chance. Yes.
They have a
Missouri.
chance. Oh, Missouri
Yes.
definitely does.
Florida,
No.
Yes. No, sorry, Christian. No.
Tennessee,
Yes.
South Carolina. I'm just saying if they were to play again. I know South Carolina already played them,
Oh.
but South Carolina second time.
I would say no.
No.
Vanderbilt,
No.
No.
Alabama.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6. Texas A&M,
Yes.
Yes.
They,
Ole Miss.
Yes.
Auburn. Yes.
Yes. We saw it this past week. Yes.
Arkansas.
Slim, but yeah.
Yeah.
And then Mississippi State.
No.
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 10 teams out of 16.
Georgia ain't good, and I cannot wait for when they get their first.
Oh, I'm
loss
sorry, out of
this year.
14. 10 teams out of 14 teams have a chance to beat Georgia. So
It's gonna
Fisher
be
might be
great.
right. They might not. I'd be willing to say right now that after the performance that Ole Miss put together, they're probably better. Texas A&M is probably better, and I give Alabama a shot now. So they're probably
I do too.
4th in the SEC.
Depending on what happens with
And-
Mizzou, that who,
And LSU, I wouldn't count LSU out either. So
no.
let's be realistic.
That's
like,
true.
who's the 4 teams that could beat them? Ironically, it's all 4 teams from the West. I'd probably put Kentucky at 5, but it's going to be A&M, Alabama, Ole Miss, and LSU.
and then Mizzou. At
Ironically, they're probably going to, Georgia's going to play one of them in the SEC championship. We don't know which one yet, but those are where the heat comes from that threaten Georgia.
Me and my
I
wife
might-
were watching that game, and as soon as I saw Peyton Thorne run for like that 60-yard run, I was like,
So, hell no.
no, immediately I was like, yeah, Georgia ain't it this year. We were all wrong.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, automatically I was like, everybody that said that Georgia had a chance and that they could three-peat, we were all wrong. Might as well just
we
go
all
ahead and eat crow now because they about to get beat. And it might get beat bad.
And
Ole
Ole Miss
Miss?
is the best. Ole Miss and Tennessee are the
coming
best
up.
teams on their schedule. Like,
And
they
you
have
got-
the easiest schedule in college football other than Michigan. I've been saying this all off season. So, like, if they go undefeated and go to the SEC championship undefeated, don't be surprised. But if they get their ass whooped too in the championship game, don't be surprised also. Like,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
I thought they might be a little bit bad. Well, worse, but I didn't think they would look like this.
I
Nah, they look
expected a
like doo-doo
downgrade
berries.
from all the losses I had from like offense, defense, coaching staff, everything. I expected it, and then just not this bad. And it's
Well,
showing
we'll get
how
into it.
much that
I-
offense is missing Todd Monken right now. That's what it
Yeah.
what's
Yeah,
showing.
we're gonna get into it here in a little bit.
Because I'm going to cook them.